Have you ever noticed that moment you start to feel uncomfortable and then you immediately try to fix yourself? Maybe you open your phone or you make another plan or you clean something. Maybe you eat something. You tell yourself you'll deal with everything else later. Most of us were never taught how to simply notice what we are feeling. And I think that's why so many of us stay disconnected from ourselves. Today is day one of the weekend project. And if you're joining us tonight, think of this as your first step. And if you're not, stay anyway. Because this isn't a preview, this is a practice. The practice. I used to believe awareness was the easy part. I thought if something was bothering me, obviously I'd know. But I realized there was this tiny space between feeling something and reacting to it that I'd completely skipped. I'd feel anxious and I would immediately become productive. I'd feel lonely and I would immediately reach for my phone. I'd feel overwhelmed and immediately start trying to solve the problem. I wasn't noticing my experience. I was escaping it so quickly that I barely knew it had been there in the first place. The strange thing is nothing about my life had to change before I started feeling lighter. What changed was that I finally stopped leaving myself every time something uncomfortable showed up. I think we confuse noticing with analyzing. Analyzing sounds like, why am I like this? Where did this come from? How do I fix it? Noticing sounds a little bit different. It sounds more like my chest feels tight. My jaw's clenched. There's sadness here. My stomach feels heavy. That's it. There's no diagnosis, no story, and no solving. Just witnessing what's already true. Because here's what I've learned. The part of us that have been ignored don't usually need better advice. They just need to be seen, finally, maybe for the first time. And that's why notice is the first day of the weekend project. Because you can't release something that you've never acknowledged. You cannot return to yourself if you haven't realized that you've left yourself. So let's try something here together. Wherever you're at, take one slow, deep breath in through your nose. And then another. Allowing your exhale to be a little longer than that inhale. And now, instead of asking yourself what's wrong, ask yourself, what am I noticing right now? Maybe I feel the tension in my shoulders, the warmth in my tummy, the numbness. Maybe you honestly don't know, and that's okay too. Just stay there for a moment. We're not trying to change this. We're not trying to understand it. Just listen to it. Listen to it exist without abandoning it. Sometimes that's the most healing thing that we can do all day. People think awareness is passive. I don't. I think awareness is incredibly brave because the moment you stop running, you finally have the chance to meet yourself. And every meaningful change I've ever made started there. Not with the fixing, with the noticing. Tonight we begin. We begin the founding round of the weekend project, and it starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. And I genuinely cannot wait to welcome everyone who's joining us. If enrollment is already closed by the time you're watching this, I'd still love to have you for the next one. So comment waitlist, and I'll make sure you're the first to hear when the doors open again. And whether you ever join us or not, I hope today you give yourself 5 minutes to simply notice, because you deserve to know what it feels like to be present in your own life. Until next time.